what's been your and Jessica's experiences sending out to agents?
I sent out to agents throughout the 1990s. Once I became a great poet for about 4 or 5 years, I sent out to many magazines. I've got I've gotten probably 70 to 80 poems published. I've been published. I remember I was published in Guatemala. I was published in a few East Bloc countries and whatnot, in magazines. This is pre-internet. When I started the internet, I've been published on websites here and there. But it's like, who really cares? I've got enough of my poems online at Cosmoetica. More people have seen my own poems at Cosmoetica than in all of the magazines that were ever published. Jessica too. When I started writing prose, I did send out for a couple of years when I was home, uh, 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 sending out to agents and whatnot. I didn't get any response. Jessica, when she's been home and not working, she's sent out, and you get the same kind of standard stuff. There was a guy. Jessica was just reminding me this morning or yesterday. There was a guy who was like real high on my writing, and I think the true life, and so I sent him the full book. He'd read a handful of chapters, and then he's like, yeah, well, I got bored. I mean, how the hell can you get bored with great writing? But the people want these expected things. Jessica, would send out her stuff, and there was an agent that she's always railed about. I forget the name of it. It was a female agent. There was a girl or a young woman, probably around Jessica's age, who wrote a book called Hick. I forget the girl's name. We always called her the 12-year-old because she always posed in these nubile kind of photos. I mean, this is a woman that's a couple of years younger than Jessica, so she's in her mid to late 30s now. And they made a terrible movie. If you look up the movie Hick on IMDb, it's got like a 5% rating. And I saw this woman's writing, and I saw the book that it was based on. It was garbage. Yet this woman was represented by the same agent that rejected Jessica. The agent said, "Oh, I think you're a great writer, but you're just like this other the 12-year-old. I forget her name. But how can that's in a previous video I talked about Harold Bloom being such an idiot and conflating Plath and Sexton with Maya Angelou. In what realm? In what realm? But it's again, it gets back to the like dislike axis, and these editors have been so bludgeoned into thinking inside of a box. They could not recognize great writing, if they came upon it. They really couldn't. And so that's why I think, as I said in the previous question, the old model has to go. Uh, if you can't fulfill your social duty of putting out literature or whatnot, get out of the game. We don't need you. We don't want you. We don't need you. Go. Bye. So that the experience that we've had is not good. The few people that have been interested, uh, you know, there was a guy I remember. We called him a silly name. Who again read something of mine. I think it might. What the hell was it? One of my books, and he thought it was terrific and whatnot. But then he didn't have the enthusiasm for it. Um, I remember George Dickerson, who I've done a few interviews about, and hopefully a few more I'll do. Had an agent for many years, and he didn't use them. He had connections, and he didn't use them. But yeah, my experience and Jessica's experience has not been good. It's just a incompetence.